Hello everybody, Brandon Parker back again with another tutorial video. This time this tutorial video is going to be for After Effects. Create an intro inside of After Effects, showing you a little bit what you can do. Try and get you more familiar with After Effects, because After Effects is kind of difficult to use for basic beginners who are new to editing, stuff like that. Want to do something really cool. A lot of people have been asking me intro questions and stuff, so I'm going to show you how to do some intros inside of After Effects, and I'm going to show you a little bit for the one in Mac, Final Cut, stuff like that, because I showed you in Sony Vegas a few videos on that, showing you how to do intros on that. So I'm going to show you a lot more here in After Effects. So what I've done so far is, like right here, kind of created a little bit of a shake on the image, and I created particles. Not everyone is going to have this kind of particle effect, because it's not a free plugin or preset, whatever effect. It's one that you're going to have to buy. It's like a Trapcode particle, and then there's Trapcode form, and the one I'm using, which is Trapcode form, it generates a lot of particles. They're pretty much the same thing, except it forms like an image a little bit on Trapcode form, and then Trapcode particles is like more in depth with the particles. It's like more realistic. So you just gotta play around with the settings a lot, because if you're messing around with Trapcode form and Trapcode particle, you have to play around with all the settings that it has, like all the particles. We'll go make sure that I'm on it. And it's basic form, and then it has like box, grid, string, stuff like that. So I'm going to start a new project. So I'm going to go to File, New Project. Show you how to do this a little bit. Usually what I do is I start a new composition every time, and I usually don't name it because it's pointless to name it. I just name the project. I don't really need to name this composition. I usually just create one composition, so that's why I don't name that. And then I go and I will import my file, so I'll go to Import File. Okay, I'll go to right here. And the texture I was using was like a white texture. So let's see if it's like right here. I kind of skipped it. So let me go down here. It's right there. This one I use, yeah, it was this one. So I use this texture for the background. It's white with a little bit of black on there. It's kind of grungy a little bit. So I'm going to drop this in there first. This is the background. Resize it. It doesn't totally need to be exact size. Just a little bit. Like, I mean, as long as it's not showing any of the black. Oops. I accidentally made it to a layer. I'll close that out. Okay, okay, right there. Make sure. I'll leave it like this a little bit. It doesn't need to be 100% perfect. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to file imports. Let's import, let's see, file, I'll import like a, one of these watermarks that I made in Photoshop. I'll do, I might bring in my website one. I'll just do that and my username. My website watermark right here. Okay, so I imported both of these. I'll do this one first. Okay, drag this on in here. I could change the color too. It doesn't have to be exactly the way that I made it in Photoshop with the colors. I'll leave it to the size like this. Kind of just right about there. And then I'll go to, for the effects, I guess, well, let me center this a little more. To right about there. this need to be exactly centered just for this tutorial. I'm not going to do it 100% perfect. What I have is I'm going to show you the Trapcode particle. I'll put a link to try it out for a trial. You have to buy it because it's not for free. Trapcode, and then there's 3D stroke, form, particle, then there's shine, whichever one you bought. Particle and form, those are the popular ones for doing particles. So I'll go to Trapcode, particle. Actually, I'll do form. I'll play around with both of them, but in this tutorial, I'll do form. Okay, actually edit, undo this. I don't want to put it on the image one. I would have to create a layer. So what I do, make sure that I'm on it, layer, new. And I do is solid. Then I usually do the color of the background, just leave it black. Okay. And then what I would do is I would add the effect, the form. Okay. None, normal. I'll put it on normal for now. And then what I'm going to do, just so you could see it, and then I'll put it back to the way it was. Let's go to particles. I'm changing the color to red. I'll start off as red. That's what I did. We're messing around with this. Then I go to add. And you can, before I continue doing anything else with it, I'm going to show you that there's also, I think, one that comes with After Effects, which is called, let's go to simulation. So in simulation, under here, there's one for particle background. So I'll get rid of this real fast, just to show you this. Okay, there's particle different. See if you can see it already. See if it what it does. I'm gonna cut this down to 10 seconds. I have it at 5 minutes. It's because I'll change it down to 10 seconds. That's usually what I do for my intros. Always do it for 10 seconds. It's a good length. So yeah, there's simulation. I'm not really sure if it comes with After Effects. There's particles. I'm not really sure because I did not download. I know I did not download this. So there's particle background. You can mess around with that a little bit, but Trapcode form, it does a lot more. There's wave, there's shatter, all this. There's not really sure if this comes with After Effects or not, simulation. But I think it does. So that's how you can do particles. Yeah, you could do that. I guess I'll play around with that a little bit since it comes with After Effects. So this, you could do, mix that in there. And then what I did was for the background, so I added like a shake. So camera shake, that's what I added. But oh yeah, this one, it does not come with After Effects. It's FX Factory Pro plugin, which is only for Mac users of After Effects, because it's mainly for Final Cut and then Mac users of After Effects. So it's like for Mac users only, and it's mostly for Final Cut, but they also made it for After Effects, but it's only for people who have a Mac computer. So this is what I added. You can and then you like Video Copilot ones. You could search for Video Copilot ones. Some of them you have to buy. Some of them are for free. And the ones that I have, Aftershake, I can't remember if these are free or not. I've had these for a really, really long time. I've been using After Effects for a good while now. On and off, I've been using it. So I've been using it for about almost 4 years now. And I haven't really got into depth with it until like a few months ago when I started messing more with it. It's not that I didn't know how to use it, it's that I just never really touched it. So So I have that, and then I have camera shake, but this one doesn't come with it. You're just gonna have to play around with whatever you have. So I'll do this, shake that. It does a little bit of a shake, the kind of shake that I'm looking for, because the Video Copilot ones, and I'll get rid of this. The Video Copilot ones, what they do is they shake it, and then you can see like the black. Like I'll show you the. So it'll shake it. Or I guess it doesn't really do it. It depends how the shake is, I guess. It might. Yeah, I see on this one, it'll show some of that stupid black bars because it's shaking it in a weird way. I don't really like that. Sometimes it'll do that. Let's see if this one, how much this one does it. Oops, I've hit it on the wrong one. Make sure it's on this. I'll just drag it right there. Yeah, so it depends on which one you have. After shake, I wouldn't really mess with that. Because, yeah, so those are the only, I guess the only shakes, because that come, well, they don't really come with it. You have to download them. There's that. So I'll just go back to shake again. Or I should just use, no, I'll just use the core mount one. Yes, right there. Back to this one. Even though that it's only for Mac users. And actually, this is a plugin that is no longer going to be updated or whatever. It's like a plugin that is discontinued. So I got this right before it was discontinued. So you can't use these anymore. So it's not going to be updated. So it's like a plugin that I got in the earlier stages of FX Factory. When I first got my Mac, that's when FX Factory was like kind of brand new and everything. That's for Mac users. So they started discontinuing the core mount plugins. Okay, I have that, and then on this, I just leave that as that. Actually, what I did was shatter. I added a shatter to it so that because it kind of like a particle shatter, like I guess shatter. There's simulation. Well, we'll do this. Still not really sure if simulation. There's that. I don't really like that. I like the core mount one, but not everybody has it. So, because right here, actually it'd be the Shatter 3D. Let's see, let's check this. What I use, yeah. Okay, hold on. Yeah, that's what I did. See, I added this. I started out right there. Okay. Then, like at certain part in, I'd say, like right about here, I'll have it go back to 0. And it looks like it faded in with the particles. So I have the particles. Let's see, let's get out of here. Let's go to this. Get rid of the simulation particle background. Mess around with Trapcode. I'll put a link to Trapcode if you don't have the basic particles under the simulation. I'm not sure if you have that. It should come with After Effects, but I'll show you a little bit of what Trapcode is all about with the particles. So I'll go to the forum, back to where I was, right there. Okay, and then I'll do what I did. I'll go to normal on it, just so you can see it. Then what I do on it is I go to base form. To the size, I'll do actual project HD size 1280. Then right around in here, I'll do like 300 on the height. Okay, and size here same as the Y. Okay, leave that like that. I leave that. If you mess with this too much on the particles in the Z, it might lag a lot. So if you bring it up any higher than 3, it might lag a lot. Because it makes it like a lot of particles more. And you can change the color. So we'll go to like after basic form, we'll go to particle, change the color. Right in here, I usually do red. And then what I do on the size of it for the color, I change it to like 5. So it could be a lot more brighter. And you don't really notice that it looks like particles yet because you have to continue playing around with the settings. For the layer map, you could like go with the image. So with my text image that I created in Photoshop, I'll make this into a 3D right there where the box is right here, right down in here, all the way to the right here. It'll say 3D layer. So I turned it on. And then let's see, let's go to where. Oh, I make sure that I'm on this. And then I go back to layer. Let's see, layer. I'm gonna add it right there. Okay, I made it a layer of this because it's 3D now. If I didn't have it 3D, so I'll shut it off. Say if I didn't have it 3D, none. I'll go to this. It should give you the error. So make sure that it's on there. Yeah, see, it'll say effect that uses camera light should be applied to 2D layer. Yeah, so make sure that it's like depending certain effects. So it will cause a problem if you don't have this as a 3D layer, the one that you want when you're on a layer. Maps, yeah, right there, you can have that, have it off. So we'll see what this does. Okay, it's going to the image. We're gonna play around more with the settings. What I do is I go to the disperse and twist. I'll leave that at 0, and then I'll put this to about 10. See, the text is now gonna change. So it's on with the text as I change it into a 3D layer. So that's, and then what I do is I go to particle field. Okay, under there it'll say displacement and then displace. So under displace, I'll mess around with that, and it's going to the colors of this. So you might want to make a, I'd say like not instead of an image, you might want to make a text layer so that I can form into the text. So I'd probably get rid of it. So let's undo. Let's just leave it like that. Let's go back to this off. Shut this off. Then I'll go to none on that. Delete this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a new text layer. So it's going to go to text. Let's go to, I'll say my username. Okay, right there. And then I'll just show you a little bit. Make sure that I'm on that. Change the font, especially because I don't really like this font. I like the Transformers font and the Predator font, which is the invisible font. Invisible Killer is what it's called for the Predator. So I'll go to File. Not File. I'll go to change this. Make sure that I'm on. Make sure this is all highlighted. So I'll go to like. Make sure that's all highlighted. So I know I'm getting all the. And I'll go to the. I guess I'll do Transformer. I have 2 different Transformers ones. There's SF Trans Robotics, SF Trans Robotics Extended. Then there's just plain Transformers. So go all the way to the T's. It'll say, where is it? It should say Transformers right there. I like that one. It's more closer to the one in the movies. The SF Robotics is a little different than the one from the movies, but not much. Okay, there's that, and I'll leave that like that. Then I'll make it into like a 3D layer. So we're on this. So can I bring that? So I brought that down. I brought it down to here. This one's on top now. Okay. I made it to a 3D layer. This one, not gonna make that into a 3D layer because I don't want the solid. I just want the text to be a 3D layer. Okay, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to make this parent of this. Okay, and then turn it on. Okay. I turned it on, and so it's white because the text is white. So I'll change the color of the text. See, it'll be red if the text is red. So I had the text white, so I'm changing the color of the text, so it's changing because of the color of the text. You can have it to be like that. I'll have it to be blue. And then I'll have it to be, I guess, about 5 seconds, or let's just leave it to the full seconds, and then I'll cut it off if I make any shorter, depending on the keyframing. And then let's see, let's go to norm, leave the transfer mode as that. I'll play around with the, back to here, leave the layer, we'll go back to the particle field. I'll play around with the displacement. Just to show you. Okay, so we know it looks like the text. We want the twist, we'll put this at 0, just so we can see the text. 0. Okay, you can see that, and displacement. See, you can see the text. Let's go back to 0. See on this, you can see that, and I think right here for the base form, because it says 3, you might want to put it to 1. See what that does. Yeah, if you put it to 1. So leave it as 1 so you don't see it like that. It add 3. And then what I do is I'd add a camera. So I'll add like a camera. Let's go to camera on this layer. We're gonna go to layer, and then we're gonna go to camera. Where is it? Oh, new. We're gonna go to new camera. Okay, and what it does is it's just when you can animate the camera, and it'll flip it around like 3D. So when you're on this, so to mess around with the camera, to animate your camera, make sure you're on the camera, drop down whatever color it is, so it's like pink. So we're gonna transform. On the transform, make sure you click on all of these, turn them on. What I usually do is make sure this right here, I make sure this is on, so to auto keyframe, because I like to have it automatically do it for me when I turn these on. So every time I mess with these, it'll automatically keyframe them. Okay. So like that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to, I'll leave the camera as is. Or no, actually, let's go to leave the camera right there. We're going to zoom right there. Then we're going to go to here, camera, and what I would, or you could, this right click to zoom in, okay? And then left click to flip it up like this, to left click to mess around with it, spin it around, turn it around, all that. To zoom it in and out is right click. That's all right click does, is zooms it in and out. So I'll have it be like this, I guess. This is why I like Trapcode Farm. It does all of this. All the simulated ones, I think because they come with After Effects, they really don't really do as much as they're kind of similar, but they don't do the same things you can do here. So I'll see this. It's zooming in right there, right there, right there. I'll have it go to right here like that. I'll have it go to right here on this, right there, and then right here, I'll have it go to back to the way it was right there. Okay, and then you can play around with the particle settings. Let's go back to this. This one's the top one, because the very, very top one we know is the camera. So make it as long. Okay, so the very, very top one's the camera. Then the next one is the particle, which is the layer, solid layer with the particle. And we're just gonna mess around with the disperse and the twists. I'd say the twists, don't touch the disperse right now. I'd say at about a 10 on the twist, and then about for the fractal form or whatever it is. Where is it? Yeah, the fractal field actually. We're gonna go to displacement, put that all the way to right about there. And I showed you how to do, if you have like Cinema 4D, I showed you how to do something similar to this with particles and stuff. I showed you how to do that. So check out my Cinema 4D if you want to know how to do this exactly for 3D. And displacement, I'll put it like 350. Or probably more than 350. I guess it looked cooler with a lot more. So I'll say like 1,000. Yeah, it looks a lot cooler with a lot more. And then, and you can change, let's see if we change or, no, it doesn't matter now that we changed the color of that. Fractal, see this, see what that does. Playing around with the settings, okay, noise, see what that does. It makes it more back to normal because I had the twist. It's still gonna be off a little bit because of the twist. So you would have to put the twist back to 0 when you keyframing. And F scale, I'd say edit, undo that, leave it where it was. I don't really touch these. You can play around with them if you have Trapcode, and you can try it out as a trial. And then there's, let's go to twists. How much on the twist? I'll just leave it as the way it was, I guess. I like that. Let's see on the disperse. Yeah, I don't really touch that either because displacement and all of these down here, let's see on the flow. Yeah, it's like the spin on the X. So I'll leave that like that. I'll go back to that. And see, it'll do a lot more on the flow when you're messing around right there. I have it do that. I'll put it Y to the same amount as I have here. I'll put this 230. Make sure it's at 230 by manually typing it in. And then let's see on the Z. Let's see what that's gonna do. I'll put it to 230 as well. See how that's gonna look. I'll play with this. It's probably going a bit too fast. I want it to start off right there. And it's kind of zooming in because the camera that I did. Okay, right about there. I wanted to go back to 0. So let's put this displacement Let's put the displacement back to 0. Okay, twist back to 0. Okay, it's gonna go back to that. Now let's see how that looks. Just giving you an idea with particles. And that looks pretty neat right there. That's why I say you have to create it inside, you manually do it inside of After Effects, because well, if you do it inside of Photoshop, it's gonna give it a white or something, and it's not gonna come in the way you want. So you're gonna have to create your own text layer inside here in After Effects. Yeah, so that's why I say doing that. But what I did, it's in the before messing around with this, what I did was let's go to File, let's go to Open Project. I'll save this because I kind of like that. I'll save this as a test particle intro, particle form intro. Okay. And then I'll open particle form intro, this one that I was working on earlier. Open this to show you what I did was I kind of added that shatter that I showed you at the beginning of the tutorial, which is an FX Factory plugin, which is, like I said, is only for Mac users. So I kind of added that shatter, and I had it all the way to the max so it doesn't show it. And then as I wanted the particles to as they started closing in, and I kind of made them go away a little bit, I kind of and then that's when I had it show all the way back to its original form of the text. So that's why. But if I want to add the Trapcode to it, I would have to, like I said, create a text layer, because I created the text in Photoshop, so it's not gonna come in pretty nice. Like right here, it's in a. Well, what I did for this right here is a FX Factory Yanbox one. It's only for Mac users, so it's kind of hard to do. Well, not hard, but I'm just saying a lot of this, because a lot of the stuff that I have is only for Mac users, for like After Effects and like yeah. So like a lot of the plugins that I've been using, they're mainly for Mac users, because like I said, they're mostly for Final Cut, but they also work in After Effects, and they work in Motion, all that stuff that's for Mac. So that's what I did. Is I'll go to this one right here, which is all the way at the bottom. No, not all the way at the bottom. It's this one right here. Right. Yeah, it's this one right here, and I added effects controls. Like I'll show you, I added that shatter 3D. So that's what I added. Yeah, I added that, and it's an FX Factory Pro plugin that I added, and what I did was added that shadow, so you could kind of see it coming in, like right about here. You don't really notice it too much because I have a lot of the particles there, and then I have Yanbox going on with this text right there. So all the way at the top, this is a solid layer with the Yanbox mode type. I'm using mode type for this right here, this one and this one. It's FX Factory, all this. So that's what I use. So I just want to show you some particles. You can mess around with particles in simulation. Let's go back to that again. Simulation. I'll go to File, New, Project, Composition, New Composition. Okay, and then I'll mess around with show you a little bit the simulation particles. So leave the simulation particles. All of these, they should, like I said, come with After Effects, but I'm not really sure. So let's go back to particle background. And then a lot of the other particles I have, they're FX Factory, and then there's Trapcode, all those. I'll put links to those so you can try them out. If you have a Mac, try out all the FX Factory stuff, and then if you have, oh, I have to create a new layer when I'm doing this. So layer, solid, okay. Now I could add this on there. Okay, let's go to this, make this, just, let's see, I'll make this 10 seconds, like I said, just messing around with this. Show you this little bit, particle exploder, see that. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not really, because I just came, see, like, I never really messed with After Effects that much, so until, like I said, for the, when messing around past few months, like 5 months ago when I started really touching with this at the beginning of the year, so yeah, I noticed that I'm noticing stuff in here that I didn't notice before. Like a few days ago, I noticed when I was making an intro inside of Cinema 4D, messing around with particles, I noticed this right here, all of these. CC, I'm not really sure if they should come with it, but they generate particles, so it's pretty neat. So this is all a CS5 type thing, form. There's also foam, I guess. Oh, it's not. It's just creating a foam look. So I'll delete this. Let's delete this. Creating a foam. Yeah, this. See, like that's why I don't know. Not really, because I get the stuff mixed up because some of the stuff I've been using them in Final Cut and stuff, and this looks like something that I've used in Final Cut, so that's why I'm not really sure if it's working off of Final Cut, whatever. Just let me know in the comments what you have and what you don't have, and I'll put a link to the Trapcode to try them out. If you want to play with that a little bit, if you want to stuff. I'm just showing you how to make an intro a little bit, and just showing you how to use Trapcode form, the particles, all that. Showing you what you can do a little bit in After Effects, get you more familiar a little bit. That's it. Please comment, rate, subscribe. Check out all my channels. I just uploaded a gameplay video yesterday, Spyro the Dragon, on my gameplay channel, which is Fantastic Art. And it's been a while since I did a video on my second channel, which is Spynock. I'm thinking about doing a Halloween video. Halloween is almost here in like 3 or 4 days. It's going to be here soon. So I hope to get a video done there. If not, I'm going to do something else. But if I can, I'm going to try to do a Halloween video if I can get it done before Monday. And that's it. See you later. Check out all my videos, everything. And put links to that at the end of this video. To subscribe to my videos, check them out. And that's it.